Greetings everybody, welcome to G4G here on YouTube. Today we're taking a look at one of my older Marvel Avengers Alliance videos from back almost 4 years ago in the late summer of 2014. So this was September 20th of 2014 I did this video. And what this video was that you see before you is the PvP alpha or the PvP preseason that they had done. So this was one of the first times Playdom ran a test. And if I remember correctly, I think this was in the string of where we had like 3 preseasons in a row. And it was like a really, really long gap between legit seasons. And they kept testing things. And what comes up in this video is actually one of the biggest bugs in Playdom's history, and it's one I think we all forget because it was so amorphous. It was you couldn't necessarily tie it to one thing. It was like the environment was fucked up more than like a weapon or something. So I want you guys to pay attention. This is not the Marvel Avengers Alliance Redux Alpha that is going on right now. Let me make that clear. If you notice, this is my original agent. He's level 284. Don't make a comment down in my comment section over here and going, oh my god, the game is coming along so far. People need to pay attention, at least especially in the beginning of the video, because I'm getting a little tired of dealing with questions and everything that they're basically pertain to the first 5-10 minutes of the video. So this was the first time that I ran X-Force Psylocke and X-Force Archangel. This was my first run of them. I was using the coveted Mark of the Brotherhood that you can see over here. The 3-prong device with the handle. That's the Neuropurge, that's the Mystic, and that's the Cube. So the Mystic and the Cube were very common for many, many years, and then the Neuropurge definitely had quite a degree of popularity for a little while, and then it fell off. Mark of the Brotherhood was very, very rarely used, because I think a lot of people didn't get it, and I'm one of the few people who did, and that I remember talking with a lot of people, and not, I wouldn't say jealous, but they were envious of the fact that I got Mark of the Brotherhood, and they're like, oh, that's so amazing, there's so many things I could do with that. And yeah, I definitely used the hell out of it. Now you have to remember, Mark of the Brotherhood was only good for mutants, but Molly Hayes was a mutant and it worked on her. So this is a semi mirror match over here, but what you're gonna see is the common quick lock team, which usually relied on high attack and high accuracy, but not much else, and an Infiltrator Agent against my Scrapper Archangel and my Tactician Psylocke. So, purple outfit Psylocke, of course, was the Infiltrator, but then the X-Force Psylocke came in Infiltrator and Tactician. So, what you're going to see in this video was, at this preseason, they did what's called a stat squish. So if you're a World of Warcraft player, you'll know that twice in World of Warcraft's history, they've done what was called a stat squish, where they ranked everything down. I mean, your level is still 100, it's 110, it'll be 120. However, all the stats, which resulted in something like millions of damage being done and millions of hit points, got compressed back down to more reasonable numbers. So now instead of potentially doing 1 million on a high crit, you're maybe only doing 300, not 300,000, like 3,700 or something like that. During this PvP preseason, what they did is they did the level 60 PvP. So essentially, if you were 60 or higher, everything was normalized to level 60. If you were below level 60, you played as your own level. So if you were 48 fighting a 58, that's what it would be, a 48 versus a 58. But if you were 48 fighting a true 68, that 68 person was getting downranked to 60. I don't think they upranked people below it. This bug, so this was my own video, and it showed up as a recommended video to me, and I watched it, and I was like, oh, this is a really old video. I wonder what I got going on over here. And I noticed what this was, and you're going to see it come up when I use the Mystic, which I think is this round. So this is before the quick action, free action thing. This is where you could stack a whole bunch of quick actions together. Um, Now, I think I'm going to use... Yeah, I should use Market... Watch what happens here on Psylocke. You'll notice that the predicted damage was her entire health bar, and you're like, dude, that doesn't make any sense. Their stats are better than yours. Watch this. Boom! 14k. And there's going to be another example coming up soon over here. This is a miss, so don't worry about it. But when the enemy agent goes and uses... her Coulson's Revenge, you're going to watch what happened. And you probably, if we were playing around this time, forgot this bug. Because it was a preseason, and like everybody's like, oh, who cared about preseasons, man? What did you get? Some armory items? So Archangel's going to scrap her up on the agent over here, hits with a despair, and then follows up with the war, and now watch what happens. So he's nano-plagued, which means he can't get any buffs. However, he angle bobs me, and watch this. Boom, 28k. And you're probably like, my god, dude, what is with that damage? That damage was because of the one of the biggest bugs the Playdom ever had. They didn't compress the agent weapons. So, all the heroes had the level 60 compression for their damage and their hit points and their stamina and everything like that. Heroes and villains and all those guys were perfectly fine within the tournament, but agents were never properly handled. And you're going to see what's going to happen here. Not really agents, but weapons were not compressed. So Psylocke is dead, so Arcade... See, that's only 700 damage on a standard melee attack with no weapon. And the reason why Archangel got countered is because Psylocke is dead, so stealth is gone. This bug, and you're going to see it one more time over here after a Neuropurge Atom Smasher. Well, Mark of the Brotherhood first. Then the Neuropurge. And then I think I Atom Smash. Okay, so notice how I did two quick actions there? That's because this was pre-quick action, free action split. And you see that Atom Smasher did ridiculous damage even though there was not a lot of dots out. They forgot to compress the agent weapons. That was the really, really bad thing about this PvP preseason. And there are several bugs in the video, but you don't get to see all of them. So one of the bugs that existed at the season that I think the game ended with is if your agent went first and was supposed to be like inherently stealthy or use the quick action to gain the tactician buff, it wouldn't kick in because the server or the game didn't properly load all of the passives and the defaults that you enter combat with until after the first action. So if Psylocke went first and attacked an infiltrator, which should not proc a counter because Psylocke is stealthy, the infiltrator would often counter because stealth hadn't kicked in. So it was a ridiculously shitty bug that actually went against you for acting early in combat. Like when in Marvel Avengers Alliance PvP history did acting early in PvP ever result in a negative thing? I mean, Tactical Suicide that I ended the game with was built on the fact that I made my agent act very, very early in the turn order. But this bug that existed with like stealth and tactician bonuses and everything made it so that going first was actually a liability because a lot of the passive buffs had not kicked in until the first action. And believe it or not, when I was using tactical suicide, my agent would turn jump only after somebody on the field acted. So if my Spitfire acted first, she would take that first action, and then my agent would inject his turn and go second. This is a strong. Ooh, that's a rough team. I don't know. I haven't watched this far in the video yet. I don't. Ooh boy. Ooh, I feel that. I feel that like I was playing this yesterday. I see Beast, I see Red Hulk, and I know it's coming. Neuropurge is going to help a lot on this. It's Flaring Rage, but obviously it's not a drain. So hopefully I take out the enemy agent who has a Neuropurge. Alright, I guess I went for Red Hulk. Look at that, 16k, one shot from a Mystic. The good thing is I now got rid of the Protector, and I'm probably going to whoop up on the agent rather than Beast. But, well, maybe I'm trying to get rid of Beast so I can clear debuffs. Oh, my Starting Garters. Ooh, the follow-up brawl for mental coordination. There it is. Piece of shit. Thought like, oh, the custom magnetic field generator. That took me a long time to farm that. However, Neuropurge should mean that doesn't kick in. I don't think... Nope, it kicked in. This should remove it. Not the Neuropurge. Angel's Pestilence. This might be rough. Ooh, that's rough. That is rough. He got generalized. This could be a tough battle. I wonder if I'm disoriented. I am. Oops. Oh, that's risky. Oh, but look at how smart that is. Now that Pesty's gone, look what I can do. Risky but smart play. I bet the farm on that one. He's gonna die. The nanoplate will kill him. That was actually some smart playing. That future me or current me today looks back on that and be like, ooh, that's risky. I might have hit my own team with that Mystic. Can you imagine if I clobbered my own team for like 20k on a Mystic hit there or something? And looks like the game locked up. It's not the video because I see the cursor moving. So yeah, so this was one of the big... Yep, there it is. Flash plugin crashed. This was one of the biggest issues that I had ever seen in Marvel Avengers Alliance's history, because if you were running at that time, all you needed to do was make sure your agent went relatively early in the turn order, and you just basically obliterated the highest priority target. All you needed was like that Mystic or the Coulson or any reasonably heavy-hitting weapon, and that's it. You took somebody out. So it looks like Fandral was a task. Blade of the Corruptor was an active gold sale weapon at the time. I do remember that thing. I wonder, though, if any AoE weapons at that time would have been strong, like the Devourer. If the Devourer would have put up those crazy numbers. I wonder if that... So, yeah, here's me seeing if that attack resulted in a loss, which we all know anytime games crash like that, you almost always got the loss. I mean, I was basically at the victory screen there, but... yeah, this is definitely a trip down memory lane. See, there's that Adamantium League reward. Was the I think it was Karnak. That head was from the Karnak season, if I remember correctly. But this was so bad. This was just... Oh, see, level 60. If you look up at my agent up there, he is compressed to level 60 because of the PvP compression. But when I'm not at PvP, I think I was, what, 284? Or something like that. So, yeah, that was definitely a very interesting time. in the game's history over there, because that bug was just super, super bad. And somebody down in the comments was asking, like, can I come up with a good team up for Ghost Rider? To be honest, not really. I mean, my Ghost Rider was never really anything whatsoever to write home about. I mean, before I really started getting into PvP, the Super Phased Agent Ghost Rider was very, very popular. And it'd be interesting to see if he gets balanced when the game comes out as Marvel Avengers Alliance Redux, or maybe if we deal with the second Ghost Rider who's in Future Fight, Johnny Reyes, maybe? I think it's Johnny Reyes? Not Johnny... No, I forget. The Reyes guy. Um, That'll be very, very interesting. I do know there's some weapons that would have worked well with Ghost Rider, any of the sin-related weapons. But, I mean, how's that for a bug? How is everything on the field except for agent weapons being compressed? I mean, even an agent follow-up of a regular raw fist was not compressed, but you could see the Gulson's Revenge, and that Mystic was off the charts. So, there you go, guys. I just wanted to share that video with you. That might be a bug you maybe never ever heard of in MAA's history. However, if you were playing PvP at the time, maybe that'll be like, oh my god, yeah, I totally remember that. I don't think I would have remembered that whole PvP preseason had that bug until you brought it up, because I had forgotten. I mean, I remember the PvP preseasons, and I remember the buggy end of seasons, like when everybody got bumped up in the Rocket season, when everybody got Archangel, or excuse me, Angel, because things were bugged. And then, like, Deadpool was the cause of an extension of a season, and I think the Agent Venom season had an issue. Maybe even, I don't want to say Spider-Man Noir, that wasn't a season, but I think, like, Rocket Raccoon, Agent Venom, maybe even Karnak season had a little bit of an issue, but I had totally forgotten about this bug. So there you go, guys. Stay tuned to the channel. As soon as Goofy gets me a new build to test, I'll definitely do videos on it. I actually had a dream in which a very robust build was given to me by Goofy. And please, Goofy, if you're watching this, don't read into this. This is strictly a dream. But I had a dream where I had a really healthy performing beta, and I was like doing a video on it, and there were all these like really great options, and I was like, wow, this is like a really good shape. This is so close to being done. And I was just like so happy to be doing a video on it, and it was so realistic. I actually had to check my YouTube channel and my alpha and be like, wait, no, he hasn't released anything new. That was a dream. Shit, that was really such a good idea. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned. I might do some more encounters on the current alpha, but I'll probably wait until Goofy gets me something new. And I might do a video on the changes that went into effect on Marvel Strike Force recently. So, peace out, everybody. Have a good one.